Okay, today we are going to be talking about correspondent angles. So correspondent angles is one of the angle relationships that you have when you have a pair of parallel lines cut by a transversal. So let me show you. Here I have a pair of parallel lines. It's going to be line K and line L. They're parallel, and I know they're parallel because I have these little tick marks on them that show me that they're parallel. Now, these are being cut by the transversal T, which is the line that cuts through it. Now, corresponding angles are going to be angles that are on the same side of each parallel line and the same side of the transversal. So let me show you what I mean. So if I start with angle 8 here, it's on the bottom of the parallel line, and it's also on the right-hand side of the transversal. So here I go to the bottom of line K and the right-hand side of the transversal, and its corresponding angle is going to be angle 4. So angle 8 and angle 4 are corresponding angles. Again, I can go to the bottom side of this parallel line and to the left-hand side of the transversal, and that gives me angle 7. And if I go to the bottom of this parallel line and the left-hand side of the transversal, I get angle 3. So angle 7 and angle 3 are corresponding. Okay. Top of the parallel line and the left-hand side of the transversal is angle 5. Top of this parallel line and the left-hand side of the transversal is angle 1. So those two are going to be corresponding. And then lastly, top of this parallel line and the right-hand side of transversal is angle 6. Top of this parallel line and right-hand side of transversal is angle 2. So there are my 4 pairs of corresponding angles. Okay, so next I'm going to switch over to a different tool so we can explore the angle relationship between these. This tool is called GeoGebra. It's a great tool for exploring geometry. Start by drawing a line. I'm going to go to my line tool. Now, a line is just 2 points, or you can draw a line through 2 points. So I'm going to go ahead and plot my 2 points. Now, as I plot them, you're going to notice things show up in my algebra pane over here. This is the equation for my line, and these are the coordinates of those 2 points I did. Next, I need my parallel line. If I go over to my perpendicular line, I click the down arrow. I'm going to see parallel line. I'm going to click onto my original line and then click where I want my parallel line to appear. And it automatically creates a parallel line for me. Now what's cool is that since I use the parallel line tool, if I move my top line, my parallel line automatically moves along with it. So let me try and get this flat again. There we go. Okay. Next, I need my transversal. Doesn't need to go through any specific angle or anything like that, so I just draw another line on there. I'm going to plot a few more points just because it's going to make it easier for me to draw my angles. And I'm going to mark my intersections. I'm going to go to the point tool, click down and click intersection. I'll mark that one and mark this one. Okay, so let's start making some angles. Go to my angle tool. We'll start with this one up here. So my first angle, they labeled it as alpha for me, and they tell me the measure of it is 133 degrees, or 133.04 degrees. Okay. And its corresponding angle is going to be on the top of this top of this parallel, and on the right-hand side is transversal. So let's go ahead and make that. Now, just quickly, I noticed that these have the same measurement, or which means they're congruent. Congruent means the same measure. And this is kind of a cool observation. If I move my parallel lines, the angle measure does change, but they stay congruent to each other. Okay. Now, if I move my transversal, again, the angle measures will change, but they do stay congruent to each other. So let's test this out and see if that works the same way with other other corresponding angles. So let's go ahead and label this one. Okay, so that one is 42.36. Oh, here's 42.36. Again, congruent. So let's try a different set of corresponding. We did purple. Let's do a red. Okay. So that one's 42.36. Oh. And these are 42.36. So again, these are congruent. And we got one more pair to draw out here. Oops, let's change that color. We could do this dark green. Okay. That one's 137.64. And this one is also 137.64. Now, just like I said before, if we go ahead and we change any of these lines, the angles will change, but they will always be congruent pairs, which is kind of interesting. Again, the name of these is corresponding angles. So corresponding angles, just to recap, means that they're going to be on the same side of the transversal and the same side of each parallel line. Corresponding angles are congruent, which means they have the same measure. Or the same angle, measure of the angle. If you have any questions about corresponding angles, let me know. You can text me, email me, or message me through the course. If I'm not your teacher, you can always message your own teacher and ask them about this. Okay? I hope this helps.